everybody. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is well because I am well as well. I'm coming on here today and I'm hoping that this video isn't going to be a very long video. Look at my hair. It's all a mess because it's rainy and humid today. Anyway, there is something that I wanted to give my opinion on. And I'm a little late coming to this party, but I've been watching videos all night and I have an opinion. So, I'm sure that everyone knows and or watches Graveyard Girl. And if you don't know who Graveyard Girl is, you've got to be living under a bush somewhere. She is a very popular YouTuber. And she has about 9 million subscribers to her channel. Now, I do not want to badmouth any other YouTubers. I have never, ever on my channel spoken about another YouTuber negatively. And I really don't want to today either, because I've watched Graveyard Girl for quite a while. And I always enjoyed her videos. And I think that she is basically a sweet person. She does a lot for her community during Halloween. I know that she is giving out back to school supplies, and of course, I don't know her personally, so I don't know what other charitable contributions she makes, and I would not even begin to act like I know. Now, having said that, if you're not aware of the situation, a couple days ago, Bunny posted a video, and it was kind of like Graveyard Girl versus Starbucks or something to that effect. I was a little taken back by this video. And again, I am not here to, discredit, to talk badly about anyone, to put anyone down, to bully anyone. And I've watched videos now on both sides. I've watched her video, then I watched videos with different opinions, and then I've watched videos from people who support her opinion. So I need to say, this hair is crazy today. Okay, so I understand some of the points that she made. But let me just tell you what the whole thing is about. So, if you haven't seen the video, so Bunny, aka Graveyard Girl, goes to Starbucks, admittedly, 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a day. Now, Bunny suffers from some levels of anxiety, which, heck, we all do, right? I mean, my level of crazy, is anxiety, panic attacks, agoraphobia. I don't know what Bunny's level of crazy actually is. She says she has anxiety. Okay. So, it's a lot easier for her to go through the drive-through, where she doesn't necessarily have to interact with more than one person. Okay? And I get that. There were times when I would go with Tony in the morning to Wawa to get my coffee and breakfast, and he would then bring me home, and that was pretty much all the social interaction I needed for the entire day. That was enough social interaction for me, which is also what she has said, which I get, okay? But Bunny's complaint is that she has been going to Starbucks for 10 plus years, and their policy always was that you could get refills on your drink through the drive-thru. Now, we're talking refills on basic drinks, not any of the specialty drinks, like the Frappuccinos or the pink drinks or any of that stuff. And then all of a sudden, Starbucks told her that they were no longer doing refills. Now, the way she said it in her video was they were no longer doing refills, period. Basically making it sound like they were no longer doing refills for anyone. But that's not true. I looked up Starbucks policy, and their policy is and has always been that if you buy a drink and you stay in the store, you go and sit down and you drink your drink in the store and you want a refill, their refills then were 55 cents. But you could get a refill as long as you were still in the establishment. Okay? Then they introduced the gold club members card. And that gave you some special promotions and discounts, but it also gave you free refills. But it states very clearly in their policy that it is free refills while you are still on the premises. If you leave the store and come back for a refill, they have to treat you as a new customer. And they did not give refills through the drive-thru, which I really don't know any place that does give refills through the drive-thru. And I don't know any other place that if you were in the store and left and then came back, that you would still get a free refill. First of all, handing a cup back through the drive-thru to get a refill is completely and utterly unsanitary. they have no idea what you've done with that cup since you left the store. You know, you could have dropped that cup in a toilet. You know, they don't know. And they've taken the cup back. Now they've, used it, and the whole kitchen is contaminated. So that only makes perfect sense, right? Makes perfect sense to me. And I've worked in restaurant, and I've worked in fast food, and I've worked in convenience store. Okay, I've never been a barista in Starbucks, but I've worked in similar jobs. So this is her complaint, that she goes in the morning and she buys her sweet tea through the drive-thru. Then she goes home. Then about an hour and a half or 2 hours later, she comes back through the drive-thru wanting her free refill. Well, it doesn't work that way. It's never worked that way. Okay? Now, she says that she goes to the same Starbucks every day. She's friendly with the baristas. Okay? And they have been giving her free refills through the drive-thru for years. Well, Bunny, sweetie, they've been indulging you. They've been indulging you. I can guarantee you that that is not how the general public gets treated. And you really should be happy that they did that for you at all. And my point is, it's not completely your fault. It's not completely your fault, because the baristas indulged you for so long, that it just became the norm. But I can tell you that things in those kind of stores change all the time. And all it takes is the manager of the store going over his budget and looking at the P&L report, where they can see what is being sold, what is leaving the store for free. And they can narrow it down. I've done P&L reports. They can narrow it down to where it's going. Okay? And the bottom line is, it's a loss of revenue. Now, I understand that your sweet tea is only, what, $2.50? And Bunny also in that video reassured people that when she goes back, she buys other things. You know, she will go back for her free refill and buy a specialty drink or two. For her and Dogman, or for her friends, or her brother, or whatever. And I get that. You're spending more money. But they're handing you a $2.50 drink out the window for free. Now, $2.50 for a drink doesn't seem like much. But if you're going back 3 and 4 times a day, add $2.50 times 3 times a day times 7 days a week times 4 weeks in a month. Okay? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that the store is handing out through their drive-thru window. And somebody somewhere has got to pay for that. They have to pay for that product that they're getting into the store. And anything that's going out the door, if it's going out the door for free, on some level it's got to be paid for. So whether the store takes a hit on it, on their profit and loss statement, it's got to be paid for somehow. Okay? Tony and I used to go, well, let me back up. When I lived in Lancaster, I went to the same Wawa, literally for years. She says she's been going to Starbucks for 10 plus years. I have definitely been going to Wawa for 10 plus years. And the same Wawa. Now, even when I lived farther away from the Wawa in the city, I drove right past it every day on my way to work. So that was my store. That was my stop. Okay? And I would buy my iced coffee, breakfast, my cigarettes for the day, snacks for the afternoon. Sometimes I would buy stuff for lunch. Usually I bought stuff for lunch, a sandwich or whatever. Bag of chips while I was there. And then I moved closer to the store, which it was then literally less than a quarter of a mile away from my store. Or my apartment. It was really literally up around the block. Then Tony moved in with me. And Tony got hooked on the iced coffee as well. So now we go to the same store that I've been going to for years. But now Tony and I are going to the same store every single day. Okay? Every day, 7 days a week. And we spend $30 to $40. $30 to $40 in that store 7 days a week. So now do the math on that. Let's say $30 times 7 days a week times 4 weeks in a month. Now that's even a lot more money than your little sweet iced tea. Okay? Because Tony and I went in there every day, we knew all of the employees in that store. And when Bunny says she's friendly with her baristas, we actually were friends with the employees at that local Wawa. We knew each other very well. We even hung out outside of the Wawa, employee customer situation. There was an employee there who invited Tony and I over to her family's house for Easter every year. When I was performing, I performed at one of the employees' bachelorette parties. All she wanted was a drag queen at her bachelorette party, and her sister made sure she had one. Me. So when I say we were friends, we were friends. And when Tony and I went into that Wawa, we never expected to get anything free. We certainly never expected to get our iced coffee free just because we went in every day and spent $30 or $40 and they were our friends. Occasionally, they would ring us up and not ring up our iced coffees, or they would charge us for a small iced coffee. And that was very nice. And when someone does that to you, when they're willing to show you that kindness, you humbly say thank you and have a little humility and accept the free gift. But you don't go in there and expect it. We never said, well, we expect to get iced coffee for free. Okay? And it's kind of different because Bunny's talking about refills. Well, I lived less than a quarter of a mile away from this store. We went in every day and purchased our iced coffee, okay, and went home. I would not expect to go back 2 or 3 hours later with my cup and get a refill for free. That's not how it works. That's just not how the world works. And I certainly do not want to get into how much money Bunny has, what kind of cars Bunny drives. Anyone who watched the Shane Dawson collab video knows the kind of car she's going through the drive-thru in. But that's not the point. Rich, poor, middle class. Don't act entitled. And I have to tell you, Bunny, sweetie, you looked really bad on that video. It was really bad. You say at one point in the video, maybe I'm acting like a brat. Maybe I'm acting like a baby about this. Well, guess what, Bunny? You were. You were, number one, completely overreacting. Number two, you came across extremely entitled. And you were definitely acting like a spoiled brat. Now, I like Bunny. I really do. I still watch some of her videos. I have to say that I used to watch her a lot. And then I sort of drifted away. I got a little bored with the, crazy, zany, Bunny. And I know that was part of her shtick. But I got a little bored with it. Then Shane came in with the collab and said, people really kind of want to see the real you. That crazy, zany character is fine for that day of the week when we ask ourselves, does this thing really work? But we don't want to see that all the time. And it's unfortunate that Bunny 2.0, which she's called herself since the Shane Dawson collab, is showing more of herself, but what she's showing isn't very attractive. Because this video about Starbucks was really pretty crazy. Really pretty crazy. And as someone who worked for years, 35 years, in retail and customer service based jobs, with anxiety, with agoraphobia, as a salesperson, as a manager, as a district manager, there are policies. There are company policies, and they're there for a reason. And one of the reasons is they don't want people handing free stuff out the door all the time. You know, that's not, the company is there to make money, period. And I don't know whether Bunny actually followed through with her threat to call the district manager or not. But I can tell you that if she called the district manager, that was probably a really, how do I want to put this? That was probably a really bitchy move. Because calling the district manager and saying to them, hey, has your policy changed? Because at this certain Starbucks, the baristas used to give me free refills through the drive-thru when I would come back 3 and 4 different times a day. That's a good way to get somebody fired. That's a good way to get somebody who's working their butt off for minimum wage, you know, with a family, and you're the reason they got fired because now you've tattletaled on them. Not a good move. Not attractive. Not attractive at all. And I hope none of those baristas have gotten or will get fired because of this situation. Because you were not supposed to be getting that, Bunny. They were indulging you for whatever reason. They were indulging you. And they were doing something they should not have been doing. They were doing something against company policy for you. And then when they tell you they can't do it anymore, you go on social media, because not only was she on YouTube ranting a 32-minute video, a 32-minute rant about her not being able to get free refills through the drive-thru. But she was on Twitter, this girl has a ton of different social media. Okay? Now what I find interesting is 2 days later, that video was deleted by her. Now, if you're upset, which I understand why she was upset, because something that had been a constant for 10 years has now completely changed. And people with anxiety, we don't cotton to change really easily. Okay? But it happens. It happens all the time. That's life. That's the real world. And look, you popped off. I get it. You were upset. You had an opinion. It was your opinion. And you voiced it. And you can post whatever you want on your YouTube channel and your social media. You can post whatever content you want. And you can go on there and you can bitch about everything from Starbucks to Donald Trump. I don't care. But this one just kind of got me. This one just kind of poked me with a stick. I dislike self-indulgent, entitled people. Sorry. I dislike them. So, this video has run way longer than I wanted it to. And I'm sorry if this was kind of a rant. And I'm sorry if the Swamp family feels that I'm attacking their fearless leader. I hope not to get an overabundance of hate mail. Because I don't hate Bunny. I don't. And this was not trying to bash her as a person. But I do think that she was acting a little bratty. You were being a little bratty, Bunny. And actually, I would really like to hear Shane Dawson's opinion on Bunny's Starbucks rant. Because that collab that Shane did with Bunny was terrific. You know, he's a very humble, compassionate human being that just wants to help. And he's trying to help her gain back some of those subscribers that she had lost. Well, you're not going to do it like that, Bunny. Because there's an awful lot of videos on YouTube with the same opinion that I have. You were being a brat. And you were being indulgent. And you were being, Anyway, I've said my piece. I do think that at some point, Bunny, who has not addressed the situation, she's deleted the video and a lot of the Twitter comments and just is acting like it never happened. But I don't think that's the way to handle this, Bunny, because, and I really think that possibly you should come on your channel and apologize. At least apologize to the baristas. At least apologize to them. Because they were doing you a favor. They were doing something that they weren't supposed to be doing. And instead of saying, wow, thank you guys for doing that for so many years for me. I understand you can't do it anymore. I don't want to get you guys in trouble. So, when I come through the drive-thru, I expect then to pay for a fresh drink. I expect to pay for a fresh drink every time I come through the drive-thru. Because guess what, Bunny? That's what the rest of us expect to do. Okay? We all expect to go through the drive-thru at McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, and pay for a fresh drink. I can't order McDonald's through the drive-thru, purchase a fresh drink, come home, eat my food, drink my drink, and then go back an hour and a half later and say, well, I was just here. Can I have a refill? In whose mind does that make any sense? And Bunny, when I first watched your video and I was listening to your reasoning for being angry, I literally looked at the TV screen and said out loud, Bunny, have you just completely lost your mind? I think you did for a hot minute. I think maybe you completely lost your mind for a hot minute. But hopefully she realized that it probably wasn't an attractive look for her, and it probably wasn't the best video to have posted, which is why she took it down. I'm hoping that she realized that, and that's why she took it down. Not because she posted the video and then everything went left. And she realized it wasn't going exactly the way she thought it would go. And she was getting a lot of people talking about it on their YouTube channels. Including me, who I never talk about other YouTubers. Never. Unless I'm talking about the Bonnie life, or Loves Owls and Unicorns, or Erica's life. And I'm telling you how wonderful I think these people are, and how great their channels are. I never talk negatively about anyone on YouTube. I can't say anyone at all, ever. I mean, I've popped off as well. You know, we can all pop off. Go back in my channel about a year ago and watch my videos from Good Shepherd Rehab. I popped off daily in those videos. Daily. The difference is, mine are still up. Okay? And I've taken responsibility for what I said. And I've apologized to those folks that I popped off about. But I was in a very, very dark, hateful place at that point. I had just come out of amputation surgery. And now I'm stuck in rehab for 15 days. I hated the world. I wanted everybody dead. Everybody dead. Dead. I wanted rehab to burn to the ground. I wanted to be the one that lit the match. So I get it. I get that you can pop off. And you can pop off before you have a chance to even consider the words that you're about to say. Which is why I've waited so long to make this video. Because I didn't want to come on here and bunny bash. Did not want to do that. And I don't think I have. And I think all I've said is, you were acting like a self-indulgent brat. And, you know, this isn't the way the real world works, Bunny. And you're in your 30s and you should know better. And you should have said thank you to those baristas for all of those years that they did give you free beverages through the drive-thru. Okay? So, I guess that's all. This video is longer than the actual original video Bunny posted, but I really felt I needed to say what I was feeling. Okay? So, guys, I love you. I love you all so much. Bunny, I love you too. I love you too. And I will continue to watch your channel. I have never unsubscribed from you, and I will not unsubscribe from you. over this. This is just minuscule. It's just stupid. The whole thing is stupid. But you need to react to it. And you need to react positively to it. Otherwise, these videos are just going to keep coming. And I can guarantee you some of the videos I watched last night were way more hateful. Really hateful. To the point where I kind of felt embarrassed for them and sorry for you. And I do feel sorry. I do feel sorry for you, Bunny, because I don't think you really thought about what you were posting at the time. And I'm sure that you are sorry. But you need to let us know that, okay? All right, so guys, be happy, be healthy, be safe. Go check out Graveyard Girl's channel because she is pretty amazing. Also, her second channel, Banana Peppers, which was actually what the Starbucks rant was on Banana Peppers, her second channel. But go check her out. Hopefully, she will come to her senses, and we will hear a reply from her, a response from her very soon. Okay, guys? So, don't get fleas, my lovely kitty cats, and I will see you very soon, okay? Bye-bye.